hold on. So you mean to tell me, Keefe, you going out like this? You mean to tell me you done wrote a book? You done did how many endless interviews? Talking all this shit, sit up there with that goofy ass smirk on your face. Yeah, my nephew, all that, right? Beefing with Reggie Wright on the internet. See, this Reggie Wright thing that his team trying to introduce, this ain't nothing new. They just trying to get this Reggie Wright narrative off because he hate Reggie Wright. Him and Reggie Wright was beefing on the internet for the longest. So now he want to say Reggie Wright is the one who did it. It's crazy. Yo, what happened to the code of the streets, bro?
You are watching a master at work.
The kid's back!
The death of rap legend Tupac Shakur nearly 30 years ago became one of the nation's most notorious unsolved murders.
Hey, Keefe, Metro Police, come over here.
Then in 2023, a breakthrough when prosecutors charged this man with ordering the hit, the only person arrested for Shakur's murder, who now tells ABC News authorities have the wrong man.
I'm innocent. I ain't killed nobody, never did ever kill nobody. They don't have no evidence against me. Came and put me in Las Vegas.
61-year-old Dwayne Keefe D. Davis says the night of the murder, September 7th, 1996, he was in Los Angeles, 300 miles from the Las Vegas intersection where Tupac Shakur was gunned down.
Prove that I orchestrated this. You know what I'm saying? Your key witness orchestrated this. They top witness is the lead suspect.
The defense pointing to someone else, Reggie Wright Jr., a former cop and security guard for record mogul Suge Knight, who was driving the car Tupac was in the night he was shot. Wright has denied any involvement and has said it bothers me because I was in charge of possibly protecting this young man. And prosecutors say Davis incriminated himself in his 2019 memoir, Compton Street Legend, and in this on-camera interview.
You said the shots came from the back. Who shot Tupac?
I keep it for the code of the streets. It just came from the backseat, bro.
Davis now says his previous admissions connected with the shooting were made under duress and for money, claiming he did not write his own memoir and was fed information by police.
I shouldn't have said nothing. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have said nothing. And I'm innocent, man.
Prosecutors decline to respond directly to Davis's new claims. They say their case is strong and they expect a conviction.
Dumbass. Oh my God. What a dumbass. Hold on. So you mean to tell me, Keefe, you going out like this? You mean to tell me you done wrote a book? You done did how many endless interviews? Talking all this shit, sit up there with that goofy ass smirk on your face. Yeah, my nephew, all that, right? Talked all of this. Beefing with Reggie Wright on the internet. See, this Reggie Wright thing that his team trying to introduce, this ain't nothing new. They just trying to get this Reggie Wright narrative off because he hate Reggie Wright. Him and Reggie Wright was beefing on the internet for the longest. So now he want to say Reggie Wright is the one who did it. It's crazy. Yo, what happened to the code of the streets, bro? What happened? Old ass nigga sitting up in that prison cell, your back hurting, shit all stiff. That's why people gotta think, man. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? These are the real stories that the culture gotta glorify, because it's like people often hear too much about, oh, I did this, I hopped out, I caught the body, da-da-da. Nobody talk about 30, 40 years later, now I'm an old man and that murder investigation still open and they come and scoop you up. Nobody talk about all these dummies who out here telling on themselves nowadays just for a little clout, for a couple dollars. All that money he got for interviews, ask him now if that costs the same or less than what he's got to pay in legal fees behind all of this. Like, what's the sense, bro? Everything was unswept under the rug, but because of his ignorance and thinking that because he told the police what happened, that he was safe, he was straight, he could now run around here bragging and boasting about what he did. And that ain't how the profit work. They call it queen for a day, which means during that sit down, on that day, you could tell them whatever happened. And if they come back and find out it's not true, or you blatantly lied about anything, they can pull that back from you and you're safe for that day. But if you continue to sit in interviews and retell over and over those events, now they can use those interviews to charge you using your own words, your own book, your own memoirs. Congratulations, Keefe. You played yourself. Played himself. Now he in there fighting for his life He just got into a fight the other day. We seen that on the internet. I can't put that up here. You know, YouTube sensitive, but it's like, bro, all of this was avoidable. You was in the clear. You was in the clear, but you started bragging, and that started getting people attention, and that shit messed everything.